What if the strictest HOA president became the town's only hope? Keep watching. Arthur stood quietly on his porch, sipping his morning coffee, the steam gently rising into the crisp morning air. His home was a modest cottage nestled on a lush, sprawling plot of green land that he cherished deeply. This wasn't just any property. It had been in his family for generations, a sanctuary where memories flourished amidst tall oak trees, blooming gardens, and winding trails that danced along whispering streams. Yet lately, an uneasy tension lingered around Greenfield. Steve, the ambitious and intimidating HOA president, had been prowling the neighborhood, meeting in secret with men in expensive suits who didn't seem to belong. Rumors floated in hushed tones about a new shopping mall that would soon disrupt their quiet haven. Arthur dismissed these whispers initially, certain no one would dare intrude upon his family's cherished land. But his confidence began to waver when strange surveyors started appearing, pointing and measuring around his property, their eyes hidden behind reflective sunglasses that mirrored his growing unease. One morning, Arthur was greeted by the hum of heavy machinery. Panic shot through him as he sprinted out the back door to witness bulldozers and trucks already digging into the lush earth, tearing apart the very heart of his beloved property. Arthur confronted the foreman, demanding answers, but he was presented with papers claiming Steve had sold this land legally to developers for a massive new shopping center. Arthur's heart sank. The papers bore signatures, stamps, and formalities. Everything appeared official. How could this have happened? Anger coursed through him as he stormed toward Steve's lavish office at the HOA clubhouse. Steve, lounging arrogantly behind a polished mahogany desk, met Arthur's protests with disdainful laughter. "This is progress, Arthur," he sneered dismissively. "Your old farmland will finally become something useful. Accept it." Arthur left, feeling hopeless, betrayed, and deeply wounded. Days passed as Arthur sought help, reaching out to his old connections, officials, city councilors, even the mayor, but Steve's influence had them all firmly in his pocket. The neighborhood grew quiet, trapped under Steve's intimidating control, fearful of retaliation. Just when Arthur felt utterly defeated, his phone buzzed with a message from an unknown number. "Check your email, a friend." Curiosity piqued, Arthur opened his laptop to find an astonishing collection of documents and digital records. He stared in disbelief at clear evidence of Steve's corruption. Signed contracts, financial statements, bank transfers proving significant bribes paid by the mall developers to Steve personally, and undeniable proof that Arthur's land was unlawfully seized. Arthur's pulse quickened. Who had risked everything to send this? Determined yet puzzled, he vowed to use this unexpected gift wisely. With newfound vigor, Arthur immediately contacted state authorities, presenting his irrefutable proof. Investigations swiftly unfolded, and Steve's carefully constructed empire began to crumble. Under pressure, the city halted construction, launched inquiries, and reinstated Arthur's legal ownership of the land. Though victorious, Arthur remained fixated on the identity of his mysterious ally. Driven by gratitude and insatiable curiosity, he approached his close friend, a cybersecurity expert named Henry, who traced the anonymous message meticulously. Days later, Henry arrived at Arthur's door, his expression unreadable. "You won't believe this, Arthur," he began, showing him a trace report. Arthur's eyes widened in shock at the name displayed clearly on the screen. Karen. The strict, formidable HOA board member he'd barely spoken to over the years had secretly delivered him from injustice. Arthur confronted Karen privately, and she reluctantly admitted everything. "I couldn't let Steve destroy this community," she confessed softly, her usual rigid composure wavering. "I've watched him misuse his power for far too long. Your land is part of this neighborhood's soul. I had to act, even secretly." Arthur saw Karen in a completely new light. Beneath her tough, rule-abiding exterior, he realized, lay genuine integrity and courage. Moved deeply, Arthur invited Karen to address the entire community in a public gathering. Initially hesitant, Karen agreed, understanding it was time to expose the truth publicly and openly challenge Steve's reign of fear. The community gathered anxiously in the old community hall, whispers circulating rapidly as Arthur took the stage, Karen standing nervously beside him. Arthur shared the entire story: Steve's deception, the illegal seizure of his land, and finally, Karen's heroic risk to uncover the truth. The gathered crowd gasped collectively, stunned not only by Steve's betrayal, but by Karen's bravery. She took the microphone hesitantly, yet spoke clearly and powerfully. "I chose honesty over fear. This neighborhood deserves better." Cheers erupted, neighbors embracing, their eyes filled with relief and gratitude. That evening, Karen's icy image thawed permanently as the community recognized her true spirit, a protector and champion for justice. Following the emotional meeting, the authorities swiftly arrested Steve, charging him with fraud, corruption, and abuse of power. The trial was swift, evidence undeniable, and soon Steve was stripped of his position and influence, disgraced publicly in the local media. The fraudulent mall project was dismantled, and Arthur regained full ownership of his cherished family property. The neighborhood breathed easier, knowing honesty had finally prevailed over greed. Karen's courage inspired others to speak openly about past abuses of power, sparking genuine dialogue and positive change throughout the community. Determined to heal the neighborhood's wounds, Arthur and Karen teamed up to reimagine the reclaimed land. Instead of returning it simply to its former state, they announced an exciting new vision, a spacious, nature-inspired sports and recreation center open to all. Arthur invested generously in the project, ensuring the facility was beautifully designed, with trails, gardens, playgrounds, and athletic fields for everyone. Karen oversaw the details meticulously, her dedication now warmly appreciated. The neighborhood eagerly volunteered, bonding through shared goals, and soon the new center opened proudly. Arthur and Karen watched happily as children laughed on swings, teenagers played basketball, and families strolled among lush gardens. This once threatened community hub had become a symbol of unity and strength. The community's transformation prompted immediate calls for new HOA leadership. Unanimously, residents nominated Karen as their new HOA president. Initially hesitant, she humbly accepted, promising fairness, transparency, and compassion moving forward. Under her leadership, rules became guidelines for harmony rather than rigid mandates. Neighborhood morale soared, trust deepened, and residents genuinely looked forward to HOA meetings, a once unthinkable scenario. Arthur himself often attended, smiling warmly, proud of Karen's remarkable journey from feared figure to respected leader. One evening, as sunset painted the sky with shades of warm gold and gentle pink, Arthur and Karen stood quietly near the bustling community center. The laughter of playing children and friendly conversations echoed pleasantly. "You changed everything, Karen," Arthur remarked softly. Karen shook her head, smiling modestly. "No, we changed everything, Arthur. Together." They shared a moment of peaceful silence, grateful for the unexpected friendship born from turmoil. As dusk deepened, neighbors approached warmly, greeting both with heartfelt smiles. Arthur watched contentedly as Karen engaged comfortably with her neighbors, her true character finally visible. Greenfield, once nearly lost, thrived more vibrantly than ever, its spirit unbreakable, its future bright, and its people forever united by courage, integrity, and friendship. Thanks for watching this incredible HOA story. Did Karen make the right choice this time? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe for more captivating stories. See you in the next video.